All right, I wanted to give you just a couple of tips about your indicators, and I've got a sample indicator here. Probably the first thing that I should say is for your indicators, if you're not using something that is a food or something that you usually use with food, you probably don't want to put it on any plates or in cups. Like if you're using, let's say, dry cleaning fluid, you probably don't want to put that into a cup that later on you're going to drink out of. Okay, so here what I have is I have some mango. I decided to use mango as my indicator today. So here I've got this one I put into some alcohol because alcohol tends to draw out colors. So this was some alcohol that didn't have the blue tint in it that alcohol usually does. So that's one way that I prepared it. This one here, I just boiled this in a little bit of water in the microwave. And so we'll see if that juice, that's another way that you can sometimes get colors out of solids and get them into solution. Okay, so one thing I would probably do then is take these and put them either in a little cup or on a plate. So I might put a few drops here on a plate, and then I'll try to mix in something that I know is an acid with that one and see if I can see a reaction or a change with the acid or a change with the base. But here I'm going to use something else. This is called a testing well. And for this one, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put a few drops in it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And I think I'm just going to use 2 solutions today. But just in case, I'll put a third one there in case I make a mistake somewhere along the line. Okay. Then between each of these, I'm going to want to clean out my dropper. I mean, you can use a spoon if you don't have a dropper. Take a little spoonful of your solution. That would work too. Okay, so that looks pretty even. Still a couple drops short on this one. Okay, so I want to clean out my dropper between each thing that I use so that I'm not contaminating things. Okay, so I've got my one preparation here, my second preparation here, and I'm going to use some baking soda solution. I just put baking soda, the powdered baking soda, in with water. And I'm going to use one line as the place where I put that. And I'm going to try and put about an equal amount of each of these. So 1, 2, 3. So this is my baking powder. And then I might want to swirl it around a little bit. Try and make sure it gets mixed together to see what reactions I might see in that. Okay. Now I'm going to put some vinegar in the next one. Okay, so the one next to it. So this is baking powder. This one's going to be vinegar. And this one I know is a base. This one I know is an acid. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one. Okay. All right. So there we go. So now this one too, I'll move it around a little. Okay. So what can we see? Well, Well, I could see before that this indicator, this preparation, had more color than this one did. But once I've put the acids and the bases in here, which these were the bases, I still see a little bit of color here and not very much color at all there. I still see a little bit of color there, not much color at all there. So I would probably look at this and say, I don't think this one is going to work very well as an indicator, because what I want is something that if I put an unknown solution in with it, that I could be able to tell, oh, this one's an acid, or oh, this one's a base, based on the reaction of this indicator with it. Okay, so some of you chose things that are an acid or that are a base as your indicator, and I just want to be clear that this is something to test an acid or a base with, to try to figure out what is an acid or what is a base. Not saying, okay, I'm going to use an acid as the indicator itself. Now, some acids and some bases might be able to work as indicators as well. But this one, my mango here, doesn't look like, at least the way that I've prepared it, it doesn't look like this mango worked well at all. And so I'm going to now write in my log that I tested with my indicator, with mango as my indicator, and I did not get good results at all. So then I'm going to ask Mr. Daryl, can I change to something else? And so I'll say, maybe I want to use fried garlic as my next thing that I try. So anything is fine, but try to observe and see what it is. Okay, and then two, I'd like for you, when you do your final testing here, that you take a picture or maybe even a video that shows what the reaction is like. So you could take a picture and say, okay, when I mix a base with it, it looks like this. When I mix an acid with it, it looks like this. And then in the end, I'll be asking you to try something else as well, and then you can look at your results and say, well, this one looks like it did when I put the vinegar with it. So that shows that this other solution must be an acid too. So that's what we're going for here. And if you still have questions, you can ask me anytime that I have office hours. You can come in and pop in and ask a question, or just say hi, and we'll try to see if we can take care of your questions. Of course, you can email me anytime as well, and I'll try to respond to your emails. So I hope this was helpful, and you've still got time to work on this, so we'll let you do your best and see what you get.